This is TB Sports 27, and this is the final stop, week number 4 on the road to Survivor Series. One thing I just realized and thought about lately is this calendar doesn't make any sense because Sunday should be the start of a new week, but in universe mode, it's the end of the week. So when you see down in the description on YouTube and all that, and you see Sunday, week 4, that's still the same week because that's how the universe mode calendar works here. But anyway, here we are, Friday Night Smackdown. This is going to be the last stop before we have a brand new owner of WWE. We got 6 big matches here. We're streaming it live for you on Twitch, twitch.tv/tbsports27. The entire stream goes up early and ad-free on our Patreon page. We got an epic NWO battle in our WWE Dark exclusive matchup. And as a little bonus here, because we're going to do WWE and then we're going to play some baseball at the end of this, so we don't have to stop the stream, we are going to air for the first time here on Twitch the WWE Dark main event for you guys. It is going to be recorded also and put up on our Patreon page, but a little bonus here for our Twitch members so you guys can see what we got over on Patreon. Survivor Series coming up. We're going to run down the entire card as we get to closer to the event, as we get through Friday Night Smackdown. As this one loads up here, we want to let you know all the different ways you can support TB Sports 27, and there they are. Be sure to follow along with us on Twitch. That's where we live stream everything. We cut it up and upload it onto our YouTube page. We tweet out when we're going live on Twitter. We sent out a tweet earlier today that we were going live at this time. And if you want to help support the channel, get a bonus exclusive content on the left. On the right side of the screen, you got Patreon, you got Streamlabs, you got Kofi. Kofi Kingston? Kofi. Check us out over there. Send something into Streamlabs. And Hershey, that's where it wasn't, that's where the Game Grumps were not too recently, right? Doing a little shindig over there at the time that we're streaming with you guys. So we got 6 big matches. It's going to be split apart into 2 episodes for YouTube. And we're kicking things off with Dolph Ziggler and Sami Zayn. Dolph Ziggler, he's got a big matchup at Survivor Series, the ladder match with Shawn Michaels. The 4th and perhaps final match, we'll have to see. But the epic quadrilogy of Dolph Ziggler and Shawn Michaels, it's going to come to a head at Survivor Series. They battled one-on-one and an epic match at SummerSlam. They battled in the Iron Man match. They battled NWO versus Dolph Ziggler, and they're going to battle in the ladder match. Shawn Michaels with 2 victories over Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler got the win over SummerSlam. But it's the ladder match, and it's for a contract. If Shawn Michaels wins, then he will get an exclusive contract. Look at this. The conspiracist, Sami Zayn, wanting to start off the attack early. And you see Big Daddy Cool Diesel in our Patreon exclusive main event coming up, which we're going to show you guys here on Twitch for the first time. But for everyone else, it is going to be up on our Patreon page. It is not going to be Diesel now. We had Shawn Michaels and Diesel wrestle at main event, and you guys saw what the end result of that one. It was a quick victory there. But it is going to be this time Kevin Nash, NWO Kevin Nash, and NWO Shawn Michaels for the first time ever step into the ring one-on-one. So that should be a good one. That's going to be your WWE Dark exclusive. Give you a little exclusive content over on our Patreon page. And be on the lookout tomorrow as well, because we're going to be uploading some more exclusive Patreon content, and we're going to give a shout out to our Patreon supporters in just a few moments here. But we're going to be doing our Sunday Night Heat matches, 3 matches from our Survivor Series card, which we will announce on Twitter what those exclusive matches are going to be. And then we're also going to do an XHL hockey game. We're going to get that knocked out, so be on the lookout for that on Sunday. Oh, man, Sami Zayn overshot Dolph Ziggler in that one. Ziggler obviously wanting to pick up the win here, and get some of that momentum picked up, as he's been on a bit of a losing streak as of late, but they have picked up some wins down the stretch. Sami Zayn getting pumped up. Want to encourage you guys as well, check us out at our YouTube page. Our Splatoon episodes that we streamed a couple months ago went live on YouTube, so do check that out. As Ziggler goes into the corner very hard as Zayn ducked out of the way. Sami Zayn, he's going to be watching his former tag team partner, The Conspiracy, Damian Priest, as we got a couple of six-man tag team matches in which going to be the end of an era coming up at Survivor Series. I mean, one of the biggest Survivor Series moments since 2001, where the future of WWE will be decided. 18 men will enter Mr. McMahon's Tournament from Hell. One winner will be crowned the new owner of the WWE, and you guys will get to see all 18 of those superstars in action, and you guys will be able to make your predictions. Who do you guys think is going to be the new owner of WWE, and what do you think they are going to do with WWE ownership? Will they take control, or will they pass it off to someone else and continue their career? And how much of a conflict of interest is that going to cause as well? I mean, we've never had an active superstar with the potential to be the owner of WWE, right? That has never happened before. It's always been someone that's not had an in-ring career. In fact, in every avenue in sports entertainment. Sami Zayn neck breaker on Dolph Ziggler. Opening contest here, Ziggler and Michaels, the ladder match. Shawn Michaels in our WWE Dark Patreon main event, as he'll take on Kevin Nash. And it's NWO Shawn Michaels against NWO Kevin Nash. Maybe we'll get DX Shawn Michaels and DX Kevin Nash one day. Into the buckle. Sami Zayn. Uh-oh. Sami Zayn's going to go high flying here. In between, and the DDT on the floor from Sami Zayn. The fans getting into this one. Ziggler powers out. Oh, he still wanted Zayn. Ziggler's going to rush right back in there. He catches Zayn. Boot to the midsection. Famouser. Waiting for Sami to get to his feet and hits him with the clothesline. Oh, Zayn laying on the back of his head here. Submission locked in by Ziggler. The sleeper hold. Is he going to put Sami Zayn to rest here in this one? Zayn fighting with all he's got. Battles out. Oh my goodness. Is Ziggler taking the L, going into the Survive? No. He does not. Diesel on the outside of the ring. The victory over Shawn Michaels on main event. And there's the zigzag. Cover to Sami Zayn and Dolph Ziggler. A hard-fought matchup here on Friday Night SmackDown. Gets the victory. But later on tonight, it's the momentum for Dolph Ziggler. Picks up the win. He's got Shawn Michaels in the ladder match coming up at Survivor Series. We're going to run down the entire card for you here on this telecast. But it's going to be the rematch. Main event, it was Diesel, the dominating win over Shawn Michaels. And it's going to be NWO Shawn Michaels versus Kevin Nash in your Patreon main event. And speaking of Patreons, there it is. We want to show a little thank you. As always, you get it at the beginning of every stream and throughout, as well as at every YouTube video Thank you to our Patreon supporters. K Duckman brought us an awesome Ultra fan stream, and now he's got me wanting to do some more Denver Broncos football. So midweek, be on the lookout for some more Broncos football there. So coming up next, we have a Battle Royal. It's going to be a women's Battle Royal, 10 women battle, involving members of our tag team championship matchup coming up at Survivor Series, which is right now scheduled to be Retribution versus Kiwi Glow versus the champions Twisted Sanity in a triple threat matchup. I don't know if I can do elimination rules. I would like to because of this Survivor Series, but it's still something I gotta peek at and see if it's actually a possibility of doing. There's a possibility because Tamina and Natalya, who have been lobbying for another opportunity to win back their WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, they are in this matchup, and if they pull off the win here in the Battle Royal, they can find themselves in that matchup with it being a fatal four-way contest. We also have Shayna Baszler, who is the WWE Women's Champion, and we have Charlotte Flair, who is the Money in the Bank holder. So you could see a Money in the Bank cashed in, but number one is going to be your WWE Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler. What do you guys think? What are the odds? What is Shayna Baszler? She is the champ. Is she going to run the table here? Twisted Sanity, of course, winning the Women's Tag Team Championships at our last pay-per-view at Halloween Havoc. And there's Naomi of Kiwi Glow. It was a triple threat matchup last time at Survivor Series between Retribution, Toxic Attraction, and Twisted Sanity. You guys gonna be looking at the eclipse today? All right, let's get this one underway. Battle Royal here. Two big matchups coming up at the Survivor Series. Women's Championship on the line. Shayna Baszler defending against the former champ and number one contender in Bianca Belair. And the Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. Twisted Sanity, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Cross defending against Kiwi Glow, Naomi and Dakota Kai, and Retribution, Reckoning, and Retaliation. As the count is on, and here comes Dakota Kai. Now this is every woman for themselves, so it's going to be interesting to see. Is Dakota and Naomi? Oh, look at this. Dakota, she take some shots at Naomi. It's every woman for themselves. You know, you could work together, but only one can win. And it will be interesting to see as we have tag teams in this matchup. Will they work together? Naomi seems like okay. She's okay with Dakota Kai taking a couple shots at her. I know in the newer games, didn't they make it where partners don't fight? I think that is a pretty cool feature. There's so many roster changes. I will be planning to get 2K24 when that comes out at some point in time, but I will not, in the interim, be getting 2K23. Swinging neck breaker there by Alexa Bliss. Boot by Dakota. Nope, back elbow by Dakota Kai. Bliss knocking out Naomi. So she would love to do that coming up at the Survivor Series when the Women's Championship, Women's Tag Team Championships are on the line. And here comes Nikki Cross. So Twisted Sanity in there, and they're going to go at it. The Tag Team Champs going toe-to-toe. You got the Tag Team Champs, you got the Women's Champ in the ring. Here comes Reckoning. So Reckoning and Retaliation, they got good numbers. Reminder as well, I do have the on-call phone this week at work, so if that rings, we'll have to put a little pause on the action here. And answer that and figure out what's happening. Right? Number 7 about to come in. Coming up next, a 24/7 6-man Falls Count Anywhere match involving all the members of the New Day, Big Boss Man, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre. That's coming up at Survivor Series. For the first time in WWE history, the scaffold match for the 24/7 championship. Big E, Big Boss Man, they've been trading the championship back and forth. Could we see a title change happen tonight? The title is not on the line, but if Big Boss Man were to get pinned, he would lose the 24/7 championship because the title's always on the line. So not a scheduled championship match, but he could lose the belt. We just had eliminations. What was that, No, who was that went out? I think it was Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai out of there. So we got the Queens in there, the Queen of Spades, the Queen of Hearts. We got the women's tag team champions in the mix. Charlotte Flair, she took a shot at her friend right there. Could we see a Money in the Bank cash in? We're seeing all the friends go at it. The tag team champs going at it. They, every woman for themselves. There goes Natalya. Could we get a Money in the Bank cash in the middle of a battle royal? That would be a first time in WWE history. Shayna now going after Charlotte Flair. Tamina is in, and we only have one entry left, and that'll be Retaliation, and then it will be down to our final allotment of competitors here in the Battle Royal. And here it is, and out goes Nikki Cross. So the tag champs electing not to work together. They go at it, they go toe-to-toe, and let's see the end result in that. Retribution working together in this one. Oh, they tied up. Out went Alexa Bliss at the hands of the women's champs, though. The women's tag team champs are out. Tamina still has an opportunity to get herself into the matchup. And there goes the women's champ. Shayna Baszler tossed out by Charlotte Flair. We're going to see if there's any hurt feelings after that. And there goes Tamina. So no opportunity, and Retribution now has a 2-on-1 attack onto the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. And this kind of gives you that uneasy feeling a little bit, while Retribution, they're going to go after themselves. Reckoning with those big, stiff boots. Still don't know how she wrestles in those things. The last thing you want is Retribution to gain that momentum and that confidence going into Survivor Series. And we got the trio of matches coming up. 3 6-man tags amongst the Heyman Empire, the Judgment Day, and Retribution leading up to the Survivor Series. Almost reminiscent of what we had a number of years ago on WWE 12, and those episodes will be going up on Patreon soon, where it was the 4 Horsemen, NXT was one group, WCW. From behind, Reckoning. And they don't want to injure themselves either. Every woman for themselves, but this is going to be the same situation as well. It's almost like get out of the way now, because when the ownership of WWE is on the line, yeah, you're going to have 3 teams, 18 competitors, but only one man can win ownership, and you got to team up to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. But once you do that, only one person can become owner of the WWE. Charlotte Flair. Oh, Reckoning. Taking down Charlotte Flair. Retaliation from behind. They ought to just team up, right? Toss out Charlotte Flair, you would think. And then they can go after it. Charlotte in the ropes. Oh, she went. She stayed in though. That was good for her. Smart move by Charlotte Flair to stay in the ring there. Final 3 have been going at it. Charlotte again in a bad way, and Charlotte Flair is done. And it's Retribution that will reign supreme here. Now they got to decide who's going to be the winner. And it remains to be seen if this situation here will cause any bad blood between Reckoning and Retaliation. Look at the shots by Retaliation. Boy, Reckoning in a bad way. Look at that twitching. We are on Twitch, twitch.tv/TBSports27. Retaliation knocks out Reckoning. And Retaliation is your winner of the Battle Royal. Will that be the result at the Survivor Series? With the Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. Triple threat matchup. Twisted Sanity defending against Retribution and Kiwi Glow. So a win for Retaliation, and we move on to our Hour 1, Part 1 main event. It is going to be a 6-man brawl involving competitors that have held the 24/7 championship before, with the exception of Kofi and Xavier, but they're buddies with Big E. This is going to be another match. It's every man for himself. I know that Interim President Jack Tunney, who, again, we want to just praise the job that he has done stepping in for Mr. McMahon and the situation here. He's going to be going back into retirement following the Survivor Series. I know he was trying to get it put together where this was going to be a 6-man tag, but, you know, these guys, they're not wanting to work together. McIntyre and Sheamus to team up with Big Boss Man, no way. Big E, your 24/7 champion. Did we say Boss Man earlier? I don't even remember. It's hard to keep up with who's the 24/7 champion, right? Big E is the 24/7 champion, non-title, but if he gets pinned in this contest, you best believe you got to be looking at a new 24/7 champion. So it's the first ever scaffold match in WWE history. It's going to be set up. They're going to be in the backstage area. I mean, the fans will be able to surround it. It'll almost kind of be a similar feel to like when they did the Lion's Den at the Survivors at SummerSlam. They're going to be high up, and the first one to get thrown from the top of the scaffold onto the floor will be the loser in more ways than one.
Representing the New Day.
See members of the New Day coming out. This is Falls Count Anywhere, of course, because this is a 24/7 division.
And from Cobb County, Georgia, weighing in at 350 pounds, the Big Boss Man.
Here comes the Boss Man. Him and Big E had quite the rivalry as of late, and at main event had the battle for the quite a matchup. In fact, this 24/7 division has had some amazing battles, from Drew McIntyre to Sheamus to Big E, Big Boss Man. Some epic matches. At main event, it was Big E who captured the 24/7 championship. Drew McIntyre, former 24/7 champion as well. And the final competitor in this one, Sheamus. Coming up in part 2, the 3-part main event, all 6-man tags between the Heyman Empire, Retribution, and the Judgment Day. We're going to give you the entire card for Survivor Series, and stay tuned to Twitter and stay tuned to our community tab on YouTube, because we're going to reveal the 3 matches that are going to be part of our Sunday Night Heat broadcast. You guys can check that out, of course, on our Patreon page. And Big Boss Man immediately going after Big E. We also got an XHL game coming your way. We're going to do both of those on Patreon tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Belly to belly, Big Boss Man, Big E scaffold match coming up at the Survivor Series with the 24/7 championship on the line. And both of those guys got to be aware as well, as dangerous as that match is going to be for the 24/7 championship. Whoever wins, they're going to be stuck up in no man's land. So somebody, if there's a competitor on the floor that's ready and willing, maybe wants to climb up or wait for the competitor to come down, they might be immediately shoved into another 24/7 championship situation here. All right, we got the weapons coming out now. Boss Man with the stop sign right between the eyes of Big E. Again, McIntyre. Like a Falcon Arrow, modified Falcon Arrow type of maneuver there. Kofi Kingston, Drew McIntyre, Big E, all former WWE champions. Sheamus as well, 4 former WWE champions in this matchup here. Look at the outside of the ring now. Big Boss Man putting Big E through the table. Oh, and now everyone come away, and Boss Man's like, wait a minute, that was my win to be had. Now everybody coming out. Members of the New Day. Boss Man throwing Kofi Kingston up on the rampway. We got a submission locked in. The referee is down. Cameras just gotta pull wide at this point. Boss Man hammering away at the ankle and into the barricade, back into the ring. Future Shock DDT on to Sheamus. It's broken up, though, by Xavier Woods. Hold on, we got to cover on the outside of the ring. This poor referee. How do we not assign more than one referee to this matchup? Kofi Kingston kicking out. Drew McIntyre hammering away. Big E with Sheamus. Big power bomb. The 24/7 champion. Scaffold match. Title on the line at Survivor Series. Look at, Kofi Kingston DDT on the outside of the ring to the Big Boss Man. Meanwhile, Big E in a good situation. Ring is cleared right here. If he can land one of those big endings. He is going, he plants a little pump handle action there. Putting down Drew McIntyre. Boss Man heads back to the ring, clothesline. That's a bold, bitter rival. The big Boss Man's right there. Drew McIntyre. They had an ambulance match. They had the jailhouse match, those two. We got New Day members going at it on the outside of the ring. Kofi and Xavier up and over. Boss Man sent to the floor. Sheamus. But falls count anywhere just because Sheamus and Big E are in the ring going at it. Falls count anywhere, cover, and we almost had a brand new 24/7 champion. This is not a championship match, meaning that if Big Boss Man or Xavier Woods were to get pinned, the title would not change hands. But if the 24/7 champion did get pinned, per 24/7 rules, that title would change hands. So if Big E gets pinned, then it would be Sheamus, and maybe Sheamus has to go into the scaffold match, or we have a triple threat scaffold match. Always in danger of the 24/7 championship. Tornado DDT. I want someone to keep a title history. I should have been doing this. I did for my other universe modes. But the title history, I guess I have all the videos on YouTube, so I can go and scroll through them all and get all the title changes, but someone can get a title history for me for the 24/7 championship. That'd be fantastic. I know we've had a lot of off-camera title changes as well. Drew McIntyre, there's the cover onto Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston kicking out. Sheamus and the Boss Man outside of the ring going at it. Oh my God, sidewalk slam onto Sheamus. Powerbomb to the floor. Nobody realizes we got a cover on the other side of the ring, and it just took so long for the referee to get there that Sheamus powered out. Announce table being cleared. New Day members fighting at it. This is the chaos you expect from the 24/7 division. Wait a minute, cover, other side of the ring, Big E. Almost picking up the victory now. If Big E wants to go into this scaffold match healthy, he might tell one of his New Day brethren, like, hey, brother. Hey, brother. Was it Jimmy Snuka? Brother. Why don't you just lay down? Why don't you lay down and let me get the win? All right, oh, cover by Sheamus. Oh my God, Sheamus almost gets the win. Like, Big E should say, Kofi, Xavier, lay down. Just let me get the win. Don't kick out. I gotta preserve my energy for the 24/7 championship match. But that's not happening. Just like in the Women's Battle Royal. Everyone for themselves. Belly to belly by Big E. Sheamus walking Xavier Woods around, back of the leg, down goes Sheamus. New Day members going at it. DDT by Kofi Kingston. Oh my God, that was a just no-look dive by Kofi Kingston. Wait a minute, we could have a new 24/7 champion. We were moments away. Holy smokes. Look at that. Oh, Boss Man walked right into Big E, cover by Xavier Woods. Broken up by Big E. What a way to cap off the first half of Smackdown here. In this just wild brawl. Every once in a while, you just, I mean, a good old one-on-one match. You like that, but every once in a while, it's nice to just see one of these wild brawls. Just no psychology, just going at it. Weapons, carnage. And I feel like we got bloodshed now. It's almost like in a match like this, you got to kind of get away from everybody else. Make use of the entire arena. It's exactly what Boss Man might be looking to do here. He's got Big E. Sheamus now coming in with that brogue kick. They're all cluttered together here. Boss Man. Oh, nice suplex there to Big E. He's been in danger a number of times of losing this 24/7 championship. Boss Man coming flying. We had a flying Boss Man for a moment. Into the barricade. Clubbing blow from behind. Uh-oh. Are we gonna lose the table? No, we're not. I didn't have a special. Should I turn the health back on? Maybe for oh, we got to cover. Maybe, I don't know. I've always preferred just the full screen. Never quite know when you'll get the 3 count, but you don't know when you got finishers either. Maybe I'll try turning them back on at the Survivor Series and see what you guys think. You guys prefer? Look at this, Big E, big ending on the stop sign, the cover to the big Boss Man. Everybody on the floor. McIntyre breaks it up. Big E with the big splash. Oh, if Big E could get the win on the Boss Man. Going into the scaffold match. Another big ending. Wait a minute. A referee, he's all pulled away. Big E, well, he can't believe it. Go for the pin again. Holy smokes, guys. This is carnage. This is chaos. This is the 24/7 division. I don't know what Big E's doing. He's dancing around the Boss Man. Boss Man busted open. Big E busted open. Stop sign, table. We're going into overtime on hour 1. We try to keep these at like 30 minutes. Nice shot by the Boss Man. I think Sheamus just absorbed all of that. We have a cover on the floor. Wait a minute. And Drew McIntyre. Who was it that he pinned down there? Was that Kofi? I can't even tell. I can't even see. So no title change will happen. No momentum picked up from Boss Man or from Big E. It's Drew McIntyre, but you know what that means. Drew McIntyre's probably got his eyes set. He got busted open. He got bloodied. Drew McIntyre's going to have his eyes set on whoever wins the 24/7 championship. So be on the lookout for that. That was hour number 1 of Smackdown. What an epic hour. Hour 2 coming up next, part 2. And it is going to be all 6-man tag team matches. Members of the Judgment Day, the Heyman Empire, and Retribution. The final battles before the Survivor Series. The ownership of WWE is on the line. The entire card rundown for you. You guys don't want to miss part 2, hour 2 of Friday Night Smackdown. We'll see you then.